culture that we are taught that you don't merge your faith with what you happen to be doing in business. And I think sometimes that's a mistake, because anytime you are blessed by somebody as lovely as Elder Jackie, I think it just opens up more capacity in your life and you start things off in a very good way. So thank you for that. And thank you to Lisa and to Danielle and the entire Children's Cottage Society team for the kind invitation to be here with you today. And I would like to begin by offering you greetings in the mother languages of the Treaty 7 Indigenous peoples. So Oki, Dadanastada, Ambawastich, and Tansei to all of you. These greetings honor the preservation of language, culture, and family, just as we are gathered here to do today. This is a very special day. It's a day to celebrate compassion, courage, and community. In 2021, Calgary City Council endorsed our mental health and addiction strategy, and it was a bold community-led initiative that focused on creating hope and building supports for people, for their families, and communities that were facing challenges of mental health and addiction. And I was proud to be part of the group of counselors who stood firmly behind that commitment to mental health in our most recent budget deliberations, because there was a lot of debate about staying in our lane and making sure that we were allowing other orders of government to take accountability for what they should be contributing. And this debate about staying in our lane just doesn't work, because at the end of the day, someone has to stand up for people who are in positions of vulnerability and trauma. And I knew that the impacts of not acting was going to be heavy, and it would be too personal and too real for so many Calgarians for us not to step up. Mental health is not traditionally a municipal responsibility, but when our community needs it, it is important for us to step up. And we've seen firsthand how important these kind of critical partnerships can be. 1/3 of Calgarians are reporting that their mental health is fair or poor. More than 1/2 say that they will need mental health care at some point, and yet fewer than half are satisfied with the programs and services that they have available to them. And those are just statistics, they're just numbers. But you have to stop and think that there's people behind those numbers. There's a child, there's a parent, there's a family behind those numbers. And I remember years ago when I came across the Children's Cottage Society, it was when I was hoping to donate some baby clothes, some toys, and some bedding. And when I drove down to Bridgeland with my mom that day to do the drop-off, I really didn't know what to expect, and I certainly was not prepared for what I was about to experience. And that stayed with me for almost 2 decades. Just the thought of a parent in crisis having to trust somebody else with their child so that they could care for themselves in that moment of fear and uncertainty. And it haunted me. I remember thinking how critical an organization like this is. And it gave me a lot of hope too, because the dignity and the care and the love that was being shown to both the parent and the child was just incredible. And, just to speak about what I spoke of yesterday, it's especially important to me that I had that connection point all those years ago when my child was just a baby, growing out of all of those things that I was donating, because years later, I had to go to the emergency room to seek care for my kid who was suffering from mental health issues. And that's not an easy thing to talk about in front of anybody, let alone people that you've never met before. But it's important for people with a platform like mine to talk about how much this impacts everybody in society. You don't have to be someone of a certain class. You don't have to be someone with a certain amount of wealth. It can impact anybody. And when it does, boy, does it hurt. And it hurts when you can't get the help that you need. And as someone who knows how to navigate systems, because I literally do that for a living, navigating the mental health system is really, really difficult, and getting care for somebody you love is not a very easy thing to do. So that's why today matters so much, and that's why this organization matters. And the Family Mental Wellness Hub is about meeting families where they are at their most vulnerable moments and making sure that they know that they are not alone. And this is not something that they have to go through on their own. It's about providing that immediate, compassionate care, whether it's through on-site clinicians, through partnerships with community organizations, or through the crisis nursery for parents who urgently need respite and they need support. And there is strength in that vulnerability of being able to say, I need some help. And there's even greater strength in knowing that you're not alone, and organizations like this are here to lift you up and keep you together. And it's because of this center and the tireless work of the Children's Cottage Society that no family in Calgary will ever face a mental health crisis without support. And to the courageous parents who have walked through these doors, we see you, we respect you, and we are here for you. And to the Children's Cottage Society leadership, staff, donors, volunteers, we are better as a city because of all of you. So thank you for your vision, thank you for your compassion, and congratulations on a remarkable new chapter that is going to help so many families and their children. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Mayor Gondek, for those words.